This is a pretty short. This is a pretty short video. The reason I'm making this video is because in this diary, you even have to slip in sometimes just a few words. And the thing is, I'm happy. I'm so happy I want to cry. It's crazy because I have so many tiny ideas, and I'm going to only show you this one idea. First of all, guess what? I took apart Rubik's Cube. And I found these little things inside. You see these corners? Look at the way they're slanted. They're all like diamonds, every single corner, with a pin right here, all the way at the top. And this is what Rubik's Cube looks like on the inside. Take a look the way it's shaped. If I take away this letter, okay, it becomes the E. Why? Because you see this line here? This is a separation mark. This is a passage corner. There's an indentation here. They rub on each other. It's a cross. I also drew it today. Now, the question is, in which book? So now this video tends to be just a little bit longer. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, I'm not even sure, because I didn't start a new book, so I might not even have it. Anyways, we're going to jump on to something else. There's horizontal lines, which they put on the hat of a prisoner, and there is vertical lines. Where do we use the black and white vertical compared to the black and white horizontal? It therefore comes back into life, and both white and black are a standard 1111 or 22 or a basic life, okay? Vertical and horizontal, VHS. What goes up must come down. What goes from the east must come back from the west. Though what goes up may have to go a long way before it ever does come around. And can we come around? Do you know the expression, if you go up, it must come down? Now listen to the expression. If it goes up, it must come down. It certainly does not, unless we're inside something else. Because you can keep going forever. If you know how to do it, just go. Go, goodbye, have a good time. But when you get up there, try and figure out if you're really up there. There is no direction. There's only coordinates. If you can't place a coordinate, your direction will always offset, regardless of what you do, because you don't know the push and the pull, the vag, the wave. Empty space and full space. What is the coldest of both positions? One takes up a coordinate, so it would be only the temperature of the coordinate. But an empty space will only be what empty space is. If there's no empty space in the coordinate, something is there, and that's what it is still. Another thing I wanted to go over, and this is just on top of my mind, in French and in English, only Saturday is used at the same initials. Sunday in French says a dimanche. It says to say manche. Manche can be a sleeve. So now we have to take French and English for the days of the week and the months of the year. And I did design something for the months of the year. Everybody does know on the left side of your telephone there's a 1, 4, and 7. And everybody does know there's one odd month, the 4 months of 30 days, the 7 months of 31 days. Everybody does know 3, 6, and 9 is on the right, and the third 6 and 9 planet is ESP. It creates two 18s, one by a singletary 9, which is who you are to life, and one which is the partial of the 3 creation of the 6, which is this world, the beta world, to have the life, because we got more than one life. Our mind is a life in its own. That's the biggest electronic. I mean, the spermatozoid just sews us up. It ain't no magic, it's in the system. How do you think you created Nintendo and Barney and Fred and Wilma and Dino and Pebbles and Hoppy, you know, and Bam Bam, and and Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. We're the same goddamn thing, but a little less color. And they can die and come back again. But if you choose to enter into a new world where you can die and come back as anything else, well, there you go. That's the world you're in. This is the world of no choice. Mind your own business and be good to everyone, even if they're not to you. It will catch on to people who have no choice but to be your way or to lead their way. Nobody wants to be in a crowd where they actually don't fit all in their own. Do you know what I'm saying? What am I saying? What am I saying at all? What do I have to say? What's it my business to say anything at all? All I wanted to tell you was I was happy. Now that I tell you all this, it's starting to get sad. So boom, I hit the wall and I see the word sad and I go, I'm glad and I'm happy I'm not sad. But even if I was sad, I'm still glad. Not that I'm sad, just that I know. I know there's a difference even if you have to be in that downward bound spiral into depression, the most horrible world where you try to smile, but you are caught. You can't cry. If you cry, if you laugh, everything starts to bubble back out. We have to bubble inside. That's why the chubbier people are a little bit, they seem to be more happier, unless that's just hearsay. But then again, I see a lot of people smiling, drinking Coke. You know what I'm saying? Commercials. Take a look at all the commercials. What makes you smile? So let me see if I have this in the back page, what I was looking at. No, what I was looking at now is the initials of the months, okay? There are 7 months with the initial, a 2-digit, bringing it to 1 digit, like 9 and 1 would be 19, the 19th letter is S, 1 and 9 makes 10, 1 plus O makes O, okay? There are January, J is the 10th letter, which is 1. April is the first letter. J for June, J for July, both 1 and 1. August is the first letter. September is the 19th letter. October is the 10th month. So I play with this one. Okay? It's actually 6 and 10 in October. And to finish it off, it's October 4th. And that's the last day of the unlucky days of the Mayan calendar. I think it comes on the 4th. Anyways, I'm going to reestablish this because I'm not going to use what I said as October being 1. I'm going to have to use October as 6 because it's the 15th letter. So I have 1, 2 6s, I have 6 1s, I have 3 4s and a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6, 12, 5, 12, 24, 34, a total of 35. 3 and 5 is 8, and, okay, you have to come around the alphabet, okay, and I'm not quite sure if it ends, and I think you have to go all the way around to I again. So the 35th letter would actually be H, the 36th, which would be the last one on roulette, and that would be the I letter. And because roulette stands there, because I figured out we had to stop there, okay, because the rest of the letters now become double-digit letters and have a multitude effect, meaning more than 1. And we know it has more than 1 because we're already to 36. 4 levels of 9, 9, 9, 9, just same thing. 4 blocks, 4 corners, knock your block off, it's 4 gods of blocks, the ones on the corner, the Monopoly, and then the 36. It only makes sense that I finishes on 36. So it totals 35, this total, because we don't need to finish on 36. It's totality, telling us our birth, telling us where the angel resident, and everything else. Because once you get the 3, 5, okay, the 3, 5 says you have went the passage. 3 plus 5 is 8 is the heaven. 3 times 5 is 15, which is the egg of Alpha Omega, which would then say 36 again. So you're 35. Not only that, there are 52 cards in the deck, plus you're one of the jokers. Okay, 53. There's more than that. There's always more than that. There's always something else. Okay, French, we're going to go just quick over this. Monday, which in French to me saying Monday, which means my day or my dice. Day in French means like a dice, a die, a 6-sided thing. It's also lundi, which says what the moon says. That's what it is. Lundi is a French for Monday. Tuesday is mardi. It's almost like the Mars day. So again, they're connecting Mars over here, okay? And if you turn it around, it's what did the ram do? Because Mar and ram backwards. What did the ram do? Instead of saying say, what did he do? Because of the animal, you have to turn around the understanding of it, because now it's something else. So it's not what did he say, but what did he more or less do would mean what did he say by his action. Then there'd be Wednesday. In Spanish, they say it's a miracle. Here we say it's a when. When. W-E-N, the first three letters of Wednesday, okay, is actually in single digits 555. They also call it Mekritzi, and I can say it me, Mars and Earth, two initials, credit, Earth credit and Mars credit, Wednesday. Wednesday is a special day because in 313, right, you'd have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday is between the 2 days, so it's a hot day. It's an end and a beginning. Almost like saying September 20th, the end of spring, and then boom, the end of summer and then the beginning of spring. They overlap. I won't bring up ashes to ashes and dust to dust. What we do also have is, listen to this, winter, summer, spring, and fall. We can also use, same with the four initials, okay, with the weekdays, and that's 4 out of 7. Wednesday would be winter, Saturday and Sunday would be spring and summer, and fall would be Friday. So we're missing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, MTT. My head, because, or to love myself. Why do I say it that way? Because T, okay, or T-E would say head, T-E-T would say tight, and E-M, because the sound of M is E-M, would be M-tight. I love myself, I love my head. But anyways, we're going to jump on from this to something else, or we're going to leave the rest of it out. Yes. How many months in a year? There are actually only 9-digit months in a year, okay? So if there's 9-digit months in a year, that means the real world had to be running on 9 months. Why? Because 10, 11, and 12 overlap as 1, 2, and 3. They're the same thing. So they had to make the world bigger, time became bigger. And we all know 4 times a year on the 20th of the month is the end of one season, and 4 times a year at the beginning, in the middle of the month. On the 20th, it's the end. On the 21st, it's the beginning. 2021, it keeps saying 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, or 4114, which is Sesame Street. Look it up. Look up Sesame Street 4114. Those are the numbers. Not only that, because 41 is like 7 and 7 is 14 on 2 cubes, 6 and 1 together. Even though the opposite sides of cubes, okay, all equal to 7. Okay, if you look at the singletary dots that are opposing, they'll be lost in the opposition dots except for the 6 and the 1 on 2 sides. So this is 41 times 4. So it's 40 and 80 makes 164. We're not really going to get into what the meaning of the whole thing is. But we all know that December is a very special month, okay? Because when we spoke about Jason, the killer, right, like in Halloween and stuff, or wherever he uses that mask, Jason ends, and then D comes up, because it would be, now they're telling you another initial. Which Jason is it? It's Jason D. Jack Daniels, Jack of Diamonds. That's who it is. That's what they're talking about. In general, you understand it as Jason, right? Just like you would look at Halloween on the 31st day plus 10 is 41 again, right? 41, 41, 41, 41. Halloween, 31st of the month and the 10th month, 41. Mediterranean Monopoly takes 41 on the dice to get there, but it's actually the 42nd position of the second position of totality. Next to go is the Mediterranean in Monopoly. And I'm not far off by anything, anywhere, at any time, but that's okay. Another thing to note is, what is the actual last day of this month? Like, this month ends, right, 1 day short from ending on the last day. But, 4 days ago, was it 4 days ago? No, excuse me. In 9 days, 10 days from now, okay, in 10 days from now, that will be the last day of that day of the month. Meaning if it was a Thursday and it was the 26th, there's not another Thursday in the month. So there's like sometimes 4 or 5 days that are missing as the last day in the month because it ends on a certain day. Anyways, if you didn't understand that, that's all right. I'm finished this book. I'm not sure what else to tell you. Oh, every time I look at the word hell, 11, none, 11, a Jewish letter. I don't know what it is. 2 L's. Hell. I divided it. 11, L, 11. Top, 11, L, V, and V. These are V's, not L's, because it was 2 by 1. These are exactly the same side. All I have to do is turn it like this if it's a V. So a V is a 5. A V is a 5. This over here is an L, which means 50. 55, 60, 71. It says queen. The bottom part of this word says queen. The top part of this word, okay, again, we get the L. 11, we can also use it as the queen, or Roman numeral is 50 is 61, 71, 72. These I use separately as 5 and 5, and these are used together as 11. Otherwise, I go 1, 2, 50, 2, 53, 54. And the upward part would say hell. And also, if I count it again, 52 is basically the 7th world of who we are. And 2 of it means the connected party of who we are. So in all actuality, when I separate this word, it's a lot more convincing and nicer than if it wasn't. Anyways, like in here, what I try to do is you have to go from 9, keep going up 9, 987,654, because columns of 3 and 3. You can also do it another way. Do you understand what I'm saying? 987s on a row, 654s on a row. You need always 2 rows, the bottom or the top, the middle or the bottom, or the middle or the top. And always 3 rows, because you always have 2 places to go. When you only have 2 rows, you only have 1 place to go. So now we connect whatever number this doubles to, 72, it matches an 8. 7 and 8, no match. 6 and 7, they're across from each other on your telephone. You do not have to match these 2, but you do have to match them. Okay? But because right now we're going a straight line match, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. The 6, okay, you have to find out which numbers go here, that go here. So then we understand the connecting system. How can I explain this to connect? You know, you tell the wire how to cook things up. I don't remember. You know, I can, Raphael. I think I'm having trouble with this one. I did take apart Rubik's Cube. I love it. It's got all that round here, but I can't explain anything. I see it. I can't explain anything. How come? Anybody see my floor? Because we're gonna cut this video right here. My salmon is in the oven. I sort of put a little design on my floor. Anyway, Raphael, 72, 86. Hey, how come it didn't shut off? I could have been naked over here. See all those jacks on the floor? And the window with the passage. And then the gum machine. And we're going to leave it as this. We're going to leave it as